Finch. I have currently found myself in a predicament. I am trapped in a cursed hole. A hole that plagues my town. People have claimed that it tries to lure them in somehow. And I thought it was all legends and myths and nonsense until people in my town started going missing because of this hole. So I came to find them, and I did. Their corpses were horrifying, severely rotten, and brutally mutilated. A lot of it looked self-imposed. I don't know what happened to them. I've heard people say the hole makes you go through the course of insanity, so I suspect that while I'm stuck here, the effects might set in for me. And realistically speaking, I am uncertain if I'm even going to make it out alive, and that's why I'm making these, for you to find if I don't make it. The corpses I found are not near me. They were so awful that just the sight and stench could bring even the most well-stomached of man vomit in an instant. I do not know how long I'm going to remain here, how long I'll be trapped here, or if I'll even make it out. But I was never one to accept defeat willingly. So I am going to do my best to see this to the end, even if it means I die trying. It is now the second day. I know this because I've always been a rather gifted individual with time. Though, with the strange energy this hole gives off, I'm not sure how long that little special skill is gonna help me. The air down here has started to wave thin. It is starting to slowly be replaced by the carbon dioxide that my body is producing, and possibly many of the others that possibly lie down here. I have been trying my best to overcome this by using very careful breathing techniques I learned when I was but a lad learning to swim. With the air thinning, I am not certain if I'm even going to be able to keep myself together as much as I try to, but I do not give up. I will try and keep myself together as much as possible using all the skills I've learned over the course of my years. I plan to make sure the world rids itself of this plague tomb. It has been it's the third day. The air has gotten even thinner. breathing has made it to a level that not even my techniques are keeping in check. I have also started to get the feeling of very, very underlying hunger. I am uncertain as to why it has waited till now to kick in, and I certainly doubt it'll ever get any better. Something about this place is breaking me down, similar to how it broke everyone else that came down here. Seeing as I'm starting to see my options fading, and I am becoming progressively less certain I will be able to survive. I do not see myself as any better than the people who fell down here. I do not think that just by being me, I had any hopes of surviving more than anyone else who supposedly came down here. That was never my intention when I came. Though, of course, because of this heavy darkness that I'm even starting to feel from the weight of, I'm not even sure if I am speaking truthfully anymore. I am also uncertain as to how I'm going to manage to keep my lungs and stomach in check, but I will not falter. I do plan to figure out what happened down here, see it through, and make sure I get out. I'm surprised I still have saliva at this point. My brain can no longer connect how long I've been trapped in here. I suspect anywhere from 3 to 5 days now. And everything, as I suspected, has gotten worse. I have been trying to resist this darkness, trying to eat away at my brain and take away everything I came down here with. But I will try to make sure that doesn't happen. The air has gotten barely breathable at this point. I am honestly surprised my lungs are even able to function in this state. And my stomach has been calling. Naturally, I did not expect this to not be the scenario I would end up in. I came in with any expectation that I was gonna die by whatever these spirits or demons or witches, I don't know at this point, try to throw at me. The hunger I've been trying to subdue by remaining still. By keeping myself in this corner, I am effectively letting my body use less energy, therefore what I have will last longer. This way I can fight through the amnesic properties of this darkness that surrounds me to forge a plan to get out of here. Though with the way it's calling, I don't expect to even be able to keep myself in line. I looked at those corpses again, and I can tell now, by putting one piece and the other together, that they fell to the solution of eating themselves. And unfortunately, I don't think my scenario is going to end up any differently. I would consider using them as food instead to keep myself together, but unfortunately, their flesh is not in an edible state. But it is still sturdy enough. If I ever have to succumb to eating myself to stay alive, not only will I commit to making sure I do whatever it takes to see the end of this, but I will also use the resources I have to rebuild whatever part of me I destroy. I started to hear whispers, and they draw close. I plan to just sleep and see where I go. It has been some days. The fabled curses are sitting in worse than I thought. It is true that this pit somehow condemns their victims to cannibalism. I have discovered this because I have eaten my own hand and replaced it with a new one I attached and created using the rotting flesh of the other corpses I found down here. I have no idea about anything that has happened here or before, and I am frankly taking this awful scar as the last straw. Starting at, well, I don't really know the time, but in hours, I plan to start moving. Even though it is against my better judgment, and I plan to try and find a way out. If I did not, and you find this footage, don't make the mistake of sitting in place. Move. Move till you find the way out. Is that light? That's weird. No water was going down there. I may be scarred, but I'm free. It's all coming back to me. I was down there for 7 days. Went there to find missing people. And mutilated myself. The best thing to do would be to make sure this gets blocked off and keep this secret buried with me.